What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for yet another Tottenham update. And, you know, this is a really hard one to take. It really is. And before we get into it, just read those words, because they're haven't been ever truer than right now. As we brought you the update yesterday from DiMarzio saying that the deal for Conte could be on the rocks. Well, now it's most definitely on the rocks, as I think it was. Yeah, it's completely dead in the waters. I mean, I think it's Tottenham that actually pulled out of the deals, not Conte.
That's what Alistair Gold seems to have said.
And so it was first broke by DiMarzio, and then later on it was kind of confirmed by Dan Kilpatrick, and then Fabrizio Romano, and then Alistair Gold. We got the Here We Gold, and he came out and spoke about it. But it looks as though that what's happened is that Tottenham can't match Antonio Conte's ambition. He was not happy with the ambition shown by Daniel Levy in terms of winning right now. He wasn't in the game for winning right now, and basically to save face somehow, I don't know how it's saving face, but to save face, Tottenham and Daniel Levy have pulled themselves out of the deal of trying to get a world-class manager in. It's an absolute joke what is happening at our football club right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're having world-class managers in Pochettino and Antonio Conte. Yes, the Pochettino situation was a bit different, but Antonio Conte, one of the best managers in the world, in his last 7 seasons, he's won 5 titles. He knows exactly what it means to win at a football club. He knows exactly what it means to win in the Premier League, to win in Italy, to win wherever. He knows. And basically, it says everything when he comes and says there's no ambition at this club. And that's pretty much what he said without saying it.
It's the only thing holding Tottenham back. Conte has nowhere else to go. Conte doesn't have another managerial prospect lined up. He's a completely free agent. It's a massive opportunity for Tottenham to get a manager like Conte in through the door completely unexpectedly. And apparently you don't talk to a manager like Conte unless you're seriously interested in him, unless you're actually serious about offering him a project about winning at this football club. That's the only project that Conte is going to go for. We know that. Everyone knows Conte is all about winning now. He's not about building for the future. In 5 years' time, we might get a League Cup or something. That's not what Conte is about. He's about getting a squad right now to be competitive, to compete for the biggest honours as soon as possible.
Exactly.
And you don't talk to him unless you're serious about that. And the fact that they spoke to Conte and they had these positive talks,
and just wasting his time.
Well, but the only thing holding this deal back is Spurs, because it's Spurs. Like Conte was happy with the salary he was going to get. Apparently, he was happy with the condition of the club in terms of the stadium, the training ground, all that stuff, state-of-the-art facilities. He was delighted with that. The only thing he's not happy with is the ambition of what the club is showing at the moment.
Yep.
That's the only thing holding us back. And he looked at he's like, look, I'm looking at your squad. I've done an in-depth analysis of your squad, and I need this to change. I need this to change. I need this to change. And then Spurs like, well, we can't do that. We're unable to match your ambition.
It's an absolute...
It's a disgrace.
It is a disgrace. And what I kept saying last week when we were heavily linked with Pochettino, I kept saying, look, this is season ticket renewals up on the 3rd of June. Mm-hmm. And I kept saying, all right, half of it may have been a joke, but half of it wasn't a joke when I was saying it. And I was like, look, season ticket renewals up 3rd of June. 4th of June, the Pochettino deal is going to be completely dead in the waters. I guarantee you that. And I was saying it half as a joke. Yeah, all right, the Pochettino deal was dead before season ticket renewals kind of hit. But then this whole Antonio Conte thing dropped and everyone was getting excited. Everyone was getting so excited to get a proper serial winner that's in his prime of management right now to come into the doors of Tottenham Hotspur. What happened on the 4th of June? Dead in the waters, the day after season ticket renewals. And I mean, these guys that are running this club have no shame whatsoever. I mean, we all said it. Everyone said it kind of as a joke. Oh, these managers are all going to be dead in the waters the day after season ticket renewals. And that's exactly how it's panned out. And these guys are something else. They really are something else. They make me sick.
Levy's the master of the PR thing.
The master.
The absolute master of it. That's what he lives for. Putting out a news story for PR purposes to make us look ambitious without actually being ambitious. It's happened time after time after time. How many deadline day signings have we gone for completely unrealistically on deadline day, and then it hasn't happened, and then we tried so hard to get him in, but we missed a deadline, or that we just couldn't get over the line. So unlucky, right? We're just so unlucky. No. It's Levy going for something which he knows is never going to pan out. And look, the thing is with this whole Conte deal, all we had to do was we think about it for 2 seconds logically, and we were saying this even when the Conte deal was in discussions, and even when they said it was going to happen. It's like, this deal makes no sense. Obviously, I'm delighted Conte's going to come or whatever, but this deal makes absolutely zero sense. Why would Conte come with no money to spend? Why would he come when this club have no ambition? Why would Spurs all of a sudden have all this money to spend and shell out all this cash to bring it to revamp the squad under Conte? It doesn't make any sense. But look, if Conte is coming, it means something's happening.
Yeah.
But all we had to do was think about this deal for 2 seconds, and it's so logical that it was never going to happen. This deal was never going to come to the fruition. Why we ever thought this deal was going to happen says more about how delusioned we are as a Spurs fan base, because we're so desperate for success, than the actual situation. Because this deal was doomed to fail from the start. Even people knew that. Even if he did sign, it was doomed to fail. He didn't even get off the ground, and that's probably because Conte knows what he wants and knows what ambition looks like, and Spurs don't have it. Spurs absolutely do not have ambition, and that's as clear as day now. It's clear as day, because the only thing holding this deal back is ambition on the pitch. That's the only thing holding it back.
And you know what? Credit to Conte for coming out, not coming out, but rejecting the job and kind of.
No, he didn't reject the job, but it's for having those demands.
Yeah, first of all, credit to him for having those demands, and credit to him for not look, he could have taken the job. He could have taken the job and just been like, look, it's an easy pay packet. I'll get sacked in a year and I'll take the three years pay. So credit to him for actually sticking to his guns, sticking to his principles, you know what I mean? But this club is a complete shambles, and I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. I mean, this was a great opportunity. I mean, the half the fan base, maybe over the half of the fan base, were kind of in the ENIC out camp. I don't know who is in the ENIC in camp right now, because they've shown their true colours. They're showing their true colours every single time something happens now. And it's just going from bad to worse, and we're at absolute shambles. Absolute shambles.
One thing that annoys me so much when I'm reading Romano's update from yesterday saying Conte wanted to bring in 7 staff to the club, and Spurs would only allow him 4. What is wrong with you? Is this you're appointing a world-class manager who knows what he's doing? He's won everywhere
he's
been.
telling you the way to success. You're like, no, you only need 4 staff, mate.
He's like, no, I have a group of people who I trust and I want on the training ground.
Don't worry, I've got
Ledley
King and Steve Hitchin here, mate.
It's like, what are you doing? Why are you having these conversations? It's like we're penny pinching on what coaching staff the manager's allowed to have, let alone bloody playing staff. Coaching staff we're penny pinching.
It's ridiculous.
We're a joke.
Ridiculous. It's a shambles. Everything to do with our football club right now is an absolute shambles. And any manager we get now, bar Conte or Pochettino, will be a complete underwhelming appointment. And we already know what the true values of the club right now are, and that is success off the pitch and not on the pitch. Because if we were going for success on the pitch, we'd be hiring Antonio Conte right now. We'd be listening to the demands he needs to make this a successful football club.
Absolutely. And also, apparently a lot of the first team squad were excited about his potential appointment. That's what we were hearing from a lot of reports. They all heard the news that Conte was set to come, and they all got very, very excited, and they're all looking forward to it. Well, I wonder what they're feeling now after another manager appointment blows up in our face. Not for the first time. We're now nearly 50 days without a manager. We're completely pre-season is starting soon. We've got no plan. We've got no direction. The hierarchy have no clue what they're doing. Absolutely no idea what they're doing. Why go for a manager like Conte? Why even entertain it if you're not gonna know what he wants? Everyone in the world knows what kind of manager Conte is. Everyone in the world. So the fact that you've held talks for a few days and there've been positive talks, and all of a sudden you at the end of the day, after season ticket renewals, you decided, he wants too much money, and he's not going to use young players. He wants too much staff. It's like, are you serious? Are you serious? I could have told you this a week ago that this was going to happen. It's so obvious. Are you that brain dead that you don't know this about Antonio Conte? Everyone knows this about Antonio Conte, and you're telling me you're only just finding this out at the end of the week, a day after season ticket renewals. Absolute rubbish. I mean, you guys are a joke, man. ENIC and Levy are an absolute joke.
They are an absolute
And
joke.
they're just so behind the times. Behind the times.
I don't know where to go anymore with this football club, this ownership of this football club. I really don't. I mean, it is absolutely stressing me out. I was really happy when we were linked with Pochettino, when we were linked with Conte. You know, it was an actually all the wrong that ENIC have done over the last couple of years. Yes, it wasn't an opportunity to right those wrongs, but it was an opportunity to save some grace with the fans. You know what I mean? It was an opportunity to put things right and make our club go in a step in the right direction. But now we've just blown it all away. This club is a complete mess.
And
it's
it was
a complete
also
mess.
probably our last Hail Marys and trying to convince Kane that we actually are a club going somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the manager who we're interviewing has turned around to us and said, actually, you guys probably aren't ambitious enough for me. Like, the manager is saying that. What's Kane going to be thinking? Of course, Kane knows it. Yeah. Kane knows the situation. There is no convincing Kane after this. Absolutely not. There is absolutely no convincing Harry Kane to stay at Spurs after this debacle of looking for these managers, and then all the better managers are saying, "You guys aren't going anywhere. I don't want to work under these conditions." Like, that's what they're saying. They're saying, "I need certain conditions. You can't provide it for me." And if every manager is saying this, the hierarchy surely have to look at themselves and think, maybe we have to change our approach. But they won't. Absolutely won't.
How many negative records have we had under ENIC? How many negative records? You know, the longest time without a manager now. How many years without a trophy? What was the other one? No spending money in the transfer window. First team ever to not spend money in a transfer window. You know, how many of these negative records are we going to have?
Countless.
How many?
Countless.
I mean, this club is a mess. It's an absolute joke, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel. There is. I'm telling you, there is no light at the end of the tunnel.
And when Ali Gold says the situation is an absolute mess, and he says usually I can take positives from every situation, and usually I can see both sides. But this situation, he's like, this is an absolute mess and a farce. He said,
it is true.
And that's Ali Gold saying it. This is the most tempered, objective person you'll find on the internet, and even he is saying all that this situation is an absolute mess, and that should tell you what an absolute joke this manager search has been. And apparently we're now back at square one in the whole manager search. 47, nearly 50 days after sacking Mourinho, we are now back at square one in searching for a manager. That is unacceptable for a club like Tottenham Hotspur. And that is an absolute. That we're not a big club, man. We do not act like a big club. We want the stadium, we want the money, we want all those good things that come with a big club, but we don't want to actually act like a big club when it really matters. When it means being targeted with your transfer targets. When it means knowing what manager you want and going for him and giving him what he wants because you believe in him. That is how a big club acts. Look at Madrid with Ancelotti. He was manager of Everton. He actually had a job, this guy, Ancelotti. And within a few hours...
2-3 years left in his deal as well.
And within a few hours, he was a Madrid manager. Within a few hours. That's how a big club acts. Mm-hmm. Spurs, we mull over it for a few days for a free agent. We say, no, you can have 4 staff, not 7 staff. You're gonna have to work within the means of the club. You can't have money. You're not gonna have anything. You're gonna have to Dyer and centre back. You have to have Sissoko and centre mid. That's what you're gonna have to deal with. That's how we act.
Yeah, but
we don't want to act like it.
Did they actually act like that? It just makes me think like, did they have any intention of appointing Antonio Conte at all? Did they have any intention?
No, they knew it was going to fail. They must have known. Either they're completely idiotic and incompetent, and they have absolutely no idea how football works, or they knew the deal was doomed to fail. It's one of the two. Because there is no way they thought Conte could be convinced by what they're offering. There is no way. Everyone could have told you it was never going to be convinced. It was obvious. We even knew it, but we just thought maybe they're changing their approach. But the fact that we know now they never change their approach means that it's so obvious that Conte was never going to go for it. They have no clue. And it pisses me right off when they get the fans excited.
We fucking fall for it every single time. Every single time we fall for it. And I was even saying last week, you know, after everything I've said about ENIC out, Levy out, you know, these parasites, get them out of the club. After everything I was saying, I was like, all right, look, we're bringing a director of football. We're bringing in Antonio Conte. Maybe things are changing. Antonio Conte, there's no chance he's going to come in without any assurances to spend money. And how right was I? Mm-hmm. Fucking.
I think the old adage is so true with Tottenham. It is never more true with Tottenham. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And that's the fact. That is just the facts with Tottenham.
Now, who are we going to bring in? Who the hell are we bringing in? We're back to Parker and bloody Graham Potter wearing chinos. Is he going to come in? Potterchino, yeah? Fucking hell, where are we going to go from here? We're literally just going to bring in Ryan Mason or Scott Parker.
Well, with Paratici coming in, that looks like, unless we screw that one up as well, that looks like it's going to happen. Apparently, he's going to draw up a list, and he's going to draw up a list of managers to be for prospective managers to be going to be looking into.
Well, what Alistair Gold said about Paratici, he said that it won't be Ten Hag for some reason. He said the arrival of Paratici would now make Ten Hag very doubtful.
Yeah, because he was on the previous list.
Yeah,
that's what he said. So I mean, he doesn't know that for a fact, but he's guessing. When I watched the video, I watched his video last night where he was completely
angry,
lost. He was lost for words really in terms of how he got to this situation. But look, I guess we'll have to see what Paratici comes up with and what kind of playing staff he's goes in for.
I don't really have confidence in Paratici either.
The thing is, I think the main thing with Paratici is he was great friends with Conte, so they were going to work well together. They've worked well together in the past. They know what each other are like. So that was what was so exciting about that potential appointment.
Exactly, but that's what the thing is with Paratici. It wasn't just mutually exclusive to Conte because apparently we tried to get him 5 years ago when Poch was our manager. Mm-hmm. Paratici, so I guess he could have worked with either, but
I can see Paratici going the same way as Paul Mitchell, to be honest.
Yeah. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's how I can even look. But look, that's the only thing that we can hang on to is that hopefully Paratici can do something for us.
There's nothing to hang on to anymore, man. I really can't see anything to hang on to, and I think this club is a mess. This club is a shambles, and there is absolutely no light at the end of the tunnel. Sorry to be a bit of doom and gloom today, but that's exactly the way this fan base should be feeling right now because we're an absolute joke of a club. We act like a team that should be consistently in mid-table, below mid-table even, and we've got a stadium fit for kings. We've got a training ground fit for kings, and we're acting like a mid-table, lower than mid-table club.
They charge us highest prices in Europe, and yet when it's time for them to show some ambition, they got no. Exactly. They fold.
Exactly.
And that is the state of this ownership. That is the state of this club at the moment, and we're absolutely going nowhere. Conte is a free agent, man. He's a free agent. He's got nowhere else to go. He's got no other options. It's not like he's being other clubs are coming in for him. No one's coming in for him. It's on us. We're the problem. The board are the problem. The ambition is the problem.
And they've been the problem for a very long time. People need to open their eyes. People need to realise, and people need to do something about it. We need to put our foot down as a fan base. We need to grab hold of our club again. We need to show some ambition as a football club. What happened to the football club that won the double in '61? What happened to that football club that were the first British team to win the European trophy? What happened to this great football club? What happened to even the football club that were in the Champions League final a few years ago? The ambition has completely been sapped out of this club. You got lucky, Daniel Levy. You got lucky by hiring Maurizio Pochettino that took you to greater heights than you could ever have imagined. And if you would have had it your way, you would have got Louis van Gaal that summer anyway. You're an absolute clueless. You're a joke.
And you heard what Ali Gold said in his video. He said when Poch was sacked, he said he knows for a fact that many people in the club wanted Nagelsmann at the time. Many people, but he had a personal vendetta or ambition to get Mourinho. It was his mission, his obsession to get Mourinho, and he said, "No, I want Mourinho, and that's what I want." And look, Levy is managing the club like it's 2001. That's how he's managing the club. That in the transfer market, in the managerial surge, in every facet, he's managing the club backwards.
Yeah,
and he needs to get with the times and get real if we're going to be going anywhere, because this decline ain't stopping unless something serious changes.
Just do the noble thing and resign, man. Just do the noble thing and resign, or at least resign from anything to do with footballing-related matters.
Because you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing in terms of football-related matters. Yes, you've done a great job off the pitch and building the club on a financial basis to where it is right now. Yes, I accept that, but we're a football club. We need to start thinking about what happens on that pitch. And you have no clue whatsoever about the footballing side. You let us down time and time and time again. Enough is enough.
And Pochettino said it. He said, I'm at a club right now, when he was at Spurs, that their first priority isn't winning. And we all kind of half accepted it because we were building a stadium. We were just moving at Wembley, moving from White Hart Lane to this brand new stadium. And we were like, okay, I can understand why he's saying that, but maybe in the future, that'll be our ambition. Well, we're in the future now. We're about 4 years probably down the line from that. and we're interviewing one of the best managers in world football, and he's like, I don't think your ambition right now is to be winning on the pitch. And it's still not. It's still not. When will it be? When? In 10 years' time? 20 years' time? When is the ambition actually going to be shown on the pitch to actually win something or actually be competitive right at the top of the league? When? When's that going to happen? Because I don't see it.
Yeah. Well, look, there you have it. That is our update. Yes, it is a bit doom and gloom, but that is exactly how we're feeling at the moment. This club is a shambles. It is a joke, and I don't know where to go from here. But let me know your thoughts about this whole situation in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.